Alright, the Mythological Justice League is starting to take shape. We kicked things off with our Superman video, and we established Horus as the League's first member, and now it is time to dive into the next hero on the roster. Martian Manhunter. 6,000 years before DC Comics ever created Martian Manhunter, the Sumerians already knew a being from another world. An alien whose shape shifts at will, a telepath who reads minds like open books, a cosmic engineer who creates life with his own hands. Enki, the primordial Anunnaki. Is it a coincidence that both are refugees from lost worlds, that both fear fire, but master water? Today, you are going to find out why the last Martian has more in common with humanity's earliest gods than he does with any Egyptian or Norse deity. And by the end, you'll understand why certain stories about visitors from the stars have been echoing for millennia. On the red plains of a dying world, Johns witnesses the end of everything he knows. Mars burns, his telepathic civilization, millions of years of evolution, reduced to ashes. He awakens on Earth as the last of his kind. He is an exile, forced to adapt among creatures who have barely begun to dream of space travel. John carries abilities that defy human comprehension. He is a natural-born telepath, able to read minds and project thoughts, a perfect shape shifter, molding his body like cosmic clay. Invisibility, intangibility, flight across the Earth's skies, a strength that rivals Superman's, tempered by the wisdom of eons of experience. Yet, for all his cosmic power, John carries one psychological vulnerability: fire. Flames don't just paralyze him physically, they revive the deep trauma of Mars' destruction. Every flame he sees, every crackle of fire, brings up the memories of his civilization's death and the loved ones he lost in that cataclysm. For him, fire isn't just a destructive element. It is the symbol of his inability to save his home, his failure to protect those he loved. The fear of fire isn't just physical, it is emotional and psychological. A scar that will never heal, an advanced being, but one scarred by loss, a protector, yet an exile. Most people look at Martian Manhunter and immediately think of Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom. Telepath, shape shifter, master of knowledge. Thoth takes animal forms and mediates divine disputes. But there is one fundamental problem. Thoth, though immense in wisdom, is essentially a cosmic bureaucrat. He is neutral, distant, and his role is often to record destiny and maintain divine order. Thoth doesn't get emotionally involved with those he governs. He observes, but he doesn't interact in a profound way. John, the Martian Manhunter, however, has a deep emotional connection to human beings. He adopts Earth as his home, he weeps for humanity, and he fights out of genuine love, not for a sense of divine duty or an impersonal moral code. And what about Odin, the Norse god of wisdom and knowledge? Odin, like Thoth, is a master of wisdom, but he uses his knowledge and power in a manipulative way. He provokes wars and orchestrates events to achieve his goals and gain more wisdom, even sacrificing other gods. If you are starting to realize that these obvious comparisons don't work, go ahead and hit that like button, because the true connection between Martian Manhunter and Enki is just beginning. In the ancient city-states of Mesopotamia, as humanity was just beginning to learn how to write and record its stories, legends emerged about extraordinary figures who shaped the destiny of our world. And among those figures, the most fascinating of all is Enki, the Lord of Sweet Waters, the creator of humankind, the engineer of the gods. Enki didn't rule like other gods. Unlike deities who imposed their will through force, Enki governed through creation. He molded the first humans with clay and water, breathing life into them with his own divine essence. Important note: while some modern theories interpret Sumerian figures as aliens, ancient beliefs viewed Enki and others as celestial or terrestrial gods. The focus here is to explore archetypal parallels, not a direct historical link. The master of fresh waters, Enki stands as the symbol of life and renewal. He is a direct communicator with human minds, teaching and guiding the first human beings through knowledge and creation. Now, here's a crucial point that connects him to Jion. Enki symbolically opposes destructive fire, while other gods use fire to punish and destroy. Enki uses water to create and nurture, restoring what was lost. Enki, the creator, protects through wisdom, not force. He teaches, transforms, and guides, he doesn't conquer. This philosophy of protection is deeply reflected in the figure of Martian Manhunter. Both are protectors, and their abilities to transform and communicate with human minds demonstrate how both view life as something to be molded with responsibility, not destroyed. Parallels and universal truth. First, the shapeshifter. Enki molds humans from clay, altering matter as needed. He is the engineer of life. Similarly, John is the supreme shape shifter. He can change his form at will, adapting his body for any situation, becoming whatever is necessary to protect others. Both, in essence, mold shapes, one physically, the other metaphorically. Second, the telepathic communicator. Enki communicates directly with human minds, sharing knowledge and guiding humanity through his wisdom. John, as a telepath, reads thoughts and also uses that ability to protect, not to control. Third, the relationship with opposing elements. Enki masters the nourishing waters, the symbol of life and renewal. He opposes the destructive fire used by other gods for punishment. John, in a symbolic contrast, manipulates molecular density, and although he has extraordinary abilities, he carries a deep trauma related to fire, which reflects his emotional vulnerability. Fourth, the compassionate protector. Enki does not rule with tyranny. He protects through teaching and wisdom. He teaches humans how to live and coexist, rather than dominating them with fear. John, in turn, protects Earth and humanity with the same compassion. He doesn't seek to be a leader, but a protector. He loves a species that didn't create him, but which he feels is his own family. Now, imagine if Enki showed up today, a being capable of altering shapes, communicating telepathically, but carrying an ancestral wisdom of creation and protection. Enki wouldn't present himself as a conqueror, but as a silent guide, who would use his abilities to solve modern problems, always seeking to nurture and protect. John and Enki share something rare: the capacity to love and protect a species different from their own origin. They represent the archetype of the compassionate creator, the one who molds not to dominate, but to nurture, teach, and protect. The same ancestral need to believe that there are wise beings who choose to protect us through creation, not destruction. These archetypes of creation and protection are repeated throughout human history. John and Enki are just two more faces of that archetype, adapted to their respective eras, but with the essence untouched. The protectors of humanity, motivated not by power, but by an unconditional love. If this connection between the last Martian and the primordial engineer made sense to you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, so you don't miss more videos about mythology, history, and how they shape our modern heroes. In the comments below, let me know. What other archetypal parallels between modern heroes and ancient figures surprise you? What connections would you like to see explored in our next videos? Because the more we explore these echoes, the more we realize that certain truths about protection, creation, and sacrifice cut across not only cultures, but millennia of human storytelling. See you on the next journey. Bye.